Get out of my space, toilet face.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Ben. Ben, you're gonna ruin your voice.
Hello, and welcome to Way Too Broad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculously excited grown-ups like you and me. I'm Hannah.
And me.
And that's Erin.
You and me. Who are you talking to?
And that's Ben.
Wow. Break the third wall. Wait, fourth wall.
Yeah.
Third wall.
What's the third wall?
The back one.
Oh, okay.
Any of the other ones?
Okay. All right.
You know, like, yeah.
Like a
it's the
shadow
back
box. Okay, it's the back
one.
one.
The first wall is the one on the right, and the second is the one on the left.
Stage
and the
right
third
or
wall's the
stage
back one.
left?
Stage.
Those are opposite directions.
I don't know. I am not a veteran of the theater, Ben, like you.
It shows.
Yeah, it does.
Do you guys want to know what I'm drinking?
What are you drinking there,
Please.
Hannah?
Hi, I have 2 drinks.
Hi.
Hi. The first.
Had 2 drinks.
Hi, I have 2 drinks.
Hi.
That
first
doesn't
drink-
make any sense. I'm so
No.
sorry.
The first one is drum roll, please. A fresh homemade seltzer.
Wow.
Ooh.
Worth the wait.
Powerful.
You got more fizzy juice.
I got it today, and if anyone is keeping track, that is 2 full weeks it took me to do a basic household chore. And
Did
I
you-
wasn't, but
Did
It
you
was.
no.
Did you just like Amazon it, or did you have to go to a place?
we had to. So the complicating factor is it's twice as expensive if you don't bring back the old canister to recycle. So I had to remember to take the canisters with me on an outing, and then you can only do it at certain places. So for us, the closest place is our local Staples store. So we never go there for any other reason. Although I do love to look at pens. I'm being totally serious. So
Of course, everybody does. You're not the only person who likes to look at pens. Everyone loves to look at pens. I said that for pans.
Pans.
Pans. I like
sounded
to
a
look
little
at
bit like-
pans too, Hannah.
You sounded like you had a bit of a southern twang when you said it, like pans.
Pans. I am Southern Ben. Pan.
You are.
Ben.
Pins. That's called the pin-pen merger. Pan. When you can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's watching Eric Singer videos.
Yeah, I've been watching that singer.
Yeah, he's great.
I
Anyhow.
like
Okay,
him.
so you
I
look
like that he's making more other than that main series now.
Yeah, same. So you have to remember to bring your canisters when you go to look at pans. That's almost an impossible task.
Yeah, exactly. So it took me 2 weeks to do that, but we
Yeah,
have accomplished
that's okay.
it. Yeah.
Congratulations. Really.
Thank you.
Really mean that.
How many Dolores are they?
The canisters,
Mm-hmm.
they're $30 or they're $15 if you exchange them.
Mucho Dolores.
But like, I spent that much on seltzer
Yeah.
between then and now.
I
Yeah,
actually
makes
have
sense.
a way that you can cut on that cost. And if you take a straw and just put it in some flat water and just blow into it, it'll be bubbly.
Oh, I'm the canister now.
That's right.
Look at me. Look at me.
That's a
I'm
savings.
the
Wow.
canister now.
What a savings.
Wow, what a savings! I can get rid of the machine.
Yep.
I am the machine and the
You're
canister.
the machine. And the water. And
Your
the
lungs are the
bubbles.
canister.
Oh, I am the water.
Yeah. Messy water.
No, the water's still the water in this setup.
My other drink was delivered to me
By a fairy.
by a producer named Ian, who's also my husband. And it's I didn't even know it was in the house. It's a Belgian ale called Trappiste Rochefort, and the writing is very like old fashioned.
Rochefort.
What's it called? Your mom does it, Erin.
Your mom.
Calligraphy.
Yeah, calligraphy.
Your mom does it.
She doesn't. And this is what it looks like out of the...
Is it purple?
No, it's brown.
It looks nice.
I wish it was purple.
I wish it was purple, but it looks nice for not being purple.
It is nice. It's really kind of like caramelly. It tastes like dates and caramel, but not as sweet.
I fucking love dates.
Yeah, they're great.
You and Hannah both love dates.
They're great.
Dates are great.
Dates are great.
Are dates drupes?
I was thinking they might be drupes. Yeah, I was literally Ben. I was literally.
Shall we Google
I was
it?
literally having that thought. I'm not shitting
Really?
you. Yes, I was like, I wonder if a date is a drupe. If you're really confused at why Ben and I are wondering if dates are drupes, I'm going to point you towards an episode. It's called
No Nuts or Nuts?
No Nuts or Nuts. That's episode 72. If you're particularly science minded, you might enjoy that conversation. No Nuts or Nuts. What a great episode title.
Yeah. And a truism, really.
Mm-hmm. Truly. I would say very few nuts are nuts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say no nuts or nuts. I'd say few nuts are nuts.
Any fruit consisting of an outer skin, a succulent middle layer, and a hard woody inner shell.
That's a date
usually
for
enclosing
sure.
a single seed.
That is
Hey, I'm a
absolutely
drupe.
Most palm fruits are date, including coconuts. Date, sabal, and oil palms.
A coconut is not a drupe. It doesn't have that seed inside.
No, it has water
afraid
inside.
it is.
It's got water
Listen,
inside.
I don't write the rules.
Did you hear?
I just read them out.
Erin said she's a drupe. That's very funny to me.
That is very funny.
The fleshy middle.
I did.
Succulent middle.
I did enjoy that. Succulent middle and hard inner shell.
And skin.
Don't dig too deep. Don't
Weird.
dig too deep, folks.
But yeah, Ben, you should try dates that are not pre-pitted because I think they keep a lot more of their moisture because they don't have a big hole in the middle of them.
Oh.
The coconut is also a drupe, but the mesocarp is fibrous or dry. So this type of fruit is classified as a simple, dry, fibrous drupe.
Wow. This
Well,
is
now
like a
they're just
broad
changing the
category.
definition of drupe.
So we now have 2 episodes where I have read from the Wikipedia page for drupe.
I have a feeling we're gonna visit that time and time again.
Wow, bookmark it, Ben.
That well will never dry up.
We will keep stooping to the drupe. Wish that came up better. Stoop to the drupe.
Soup. Soup's drupe.
Soup's droop.
Anyway, what am I
Erin,
drinking?
Yeah, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Poor Judgment, aka full strength caffeine coffee.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
For the listener, it's 10:30 at night right now
It's
on a
10:30
Wednesday.
on a Wednesday, but time means nothing to me. I'm fun employed. So I also have some non-ice water. But it's kind of cold.
Wow.
Hey, that's good enough.
Amazing.
And that's fine by me. Well, I was
Cool.
sleepy earlier, and so I pretty much, thought I would just blast that out of the water and never be sleepy
Just
again.
blast it.
I'd blast
That's fair.
it with full strength pour over coffee. Yum yum.
Put it on blast.
What are you drinking, Ben?
I have an empty cup that once held apple cider
Wow.
Ooh.
that I just finished.
Wow.
The memory of
got-
apple cider.
I got the memory of apple cider. Very fond. And I've got some ice water
He's
with
still
crushed ice.
got ice. This is fascinating update. So,
So
Yes, and also the little crushing thing in the fridge works too, so I get crushed ice, which is even better.
so you've
Easier
gone
for
from
chewing.
0 to hero. So tell me, last week the update was the theory was that the ice maker was not broken, but you thought it was because you were just obliterating the ice.
glitter.
Do you have
Yep.
any updates on this theory? Do you still think that's true?
There has been no shortage of ice.
Fascinating. So what do you think?
It's the only update
Just like
I
a
have.
hiccup? Nice hiccup?
The ice has flowed.
Maybe. I don't know.
Huh. Mystery.
I mean, growing up, the ice maker in our fridge, I feel like it never worked for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Ice is clear. Do you think maybe you just didn't see it?
This ice is cloudy, so...
Do you think that you maybe looked in the ice maker and saw right through the ice and thought there's no ice?
You know...
Do you have a cataract?
It's cataract?
A cataract.
Is there a T on the end of that word?
Yeah.
I don't actually know now.
Yeah.
Making me...
Cataract.
Yeah.
I do not have a cataract.
I think you usually hear cataracts, but I decided to go the plural.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hey, did you know a cataract is also a large waterfall? Do you have a large waterfall in your eye?
Definitely not that.
That's the first definition, is a large waterfall.
Really?
And then the second is
Never heard that.
a medical condition in which the lens of the eye becomes progressively opaque. Obviously.
That's weird.
Yeah. A sudden rush of water, a downpour. That's another definition for cataract. Oh, I love that.
What?
Yes.
That's
Really?
too many definitions.
That's a lot.
Wild.
Yeah. We got some emails.
We got some emails.
We got some
I'm loading them. I'm loading
Okay.
them up.
I'll also load them up.
Why is this taking long?
In the meantime. Not so long, but just long.
Why is this taking long?
I want to tell a little tiny story about our ice maker, which might be what Ben is remembering, which is for several many years, it wasn't working at my parents' house.
Mhm.
And then one time they had a repair guy come look at it, and he took the whole thing out and flipped it around and put it back in, like the tray part, and then it worked.
Oh my
for,
god, that's
perfectly
fucking hilarious.
for a long time.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all, but that is so funny.
I mean, like years and years and years. We just thought it wasn't
We
working.
would buy
properly.
ice all the
We
time.
would buy ice all the time. I'm sure that we'll get another email from Uncle Brown correcting this story because I
Yeah.
probably got something wong about it. But that's how I remember it.
My one
That is
takeaway
so funny.
from this podcast of you guys telling childhood stories and then your dad, fact checking them is that you guys don't remember anything, right? So
Yeah. Well, sorry.
Well, we were stupid little kids.
Yeah. Sorry, we
Historical
were
fiction.
children.
yeah. Apology not accepted. We got some emails. Who wants to read some?
Do you want? I can read the one from Uncle Brown, and you can read the other one.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. This is Speak of the Devil from Uncle Brown. He sent it last week, the day after we recorded, because we recorded
Bad
so
luck.
early last week. Bad luck.
Bad luck.
So, we're doing it this week. So, hi, beloved podcasters. Just a couple of random things I told you out loud in my car while I was listening to your show over the weekend that you probably didn't hear. First, on the topic of adolescent versus convalescent. To my knowledge, there's no essent word that means the opposite of adolescent, and I know most of the words. That's Could Ben have been thinking of geriatric? I know there's absolutely no similarity, but as a child, Ben was one of those kids who made sense of his words by looking to put hard to understand things into categories he could understand, which is why, for example, he figured out that Jesus must be a zombie.
Maybe it might have been that I was thinking of geriatric, though I know that word.
Congratulations.
But yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna make you a little sash. That
I know-
says Ben
I know
knows
that word
the
and I'm
word
very proud of
geriatric.
You know what? Just make a sash that just says geriatric and put it on me and confuse
Sounds
everyone.
great. And then a pin that says I know that word.
On the subject of Kinkos, which one of my favorite puns ever was "Don't Kinkos shame" from this episode. The reason Kinkos was called, that was me, that wasn't him, that was me that said that. But this is him. The reason Kinkos was called Kinkos is that it was founded by a college student who had very curly hair, and hence the nickname Kinko. I know this because that same college student married the cousin of someone I used to work with, who Ben and Hannah both know, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah. How about that?
Huh.
How about that?
And then it was bought by FedEx?
I think that's right.
FedEx, yeah. So that guy's probably pretty rich now.
Yeah.
If he played his cards right, that he printed at his store. Okay. The third subject, Avatar, the James Cameron movie. You are all dead right. That movie had no lasting cultural impact. Interestingly, I was at a digital marketing conference earlier this week, and almost every presenter includes photos or small clips from culturally significant movies to illustrate their points. Multiple Office Space clips, a few Star Wars, 1 or 2 Fargo clips, but no Big Lebowski, which seems like a miss to me. Agree. One guy had an Avatar picture as a background photo when he was talking about something. No idea what it was. Proof. As for the other Avatar, the one you were talking about, I don't really do animation, but it does sound very
Whatever,
good.
fuck off.
Oh, wow.
What do you mean you don't do animation?
Literally, Ben, don't rise to it, because this is why he put this in the email, I'm telling you.
It means
I ignore really good television because it was drawn.
I think he's saying he's literally not an animator. He can't draw.
We're not asking you to make it. We should have been clear.
Yeah.
We're asking you to watch the show, not make it again.
Yeah. I think he's not clear on that. So now he's clear on that.
Yeah, you can watch animated shows. You don't have to redo them. Okay, now that that's out of the way. That's it. Thank you, Uncle Brown, for your email. It was very nice.
Thanks for the email. Speaking of The Last Airbender, we got an email from my friend Katie. Katie, thank you for the email.
Hi,
The subject is Avatar. I am so sorry. Avatar, The Last Airbender. She says, I know Airbender. I'm from the Midwest today. The Last Airbender. She says, I know I'm a little late, but I had to weigh in on the Avatar conversation. I almost said Avatar again. It's a total favorite in our house. Something all 4 of us have really enjoyed together. Now I am itching. Itching? Is that from the show?
No.
Itch King? Now I'm Itch King to watch it again. Attached is a picture of Nate in his Avatar costume from 2015. Nate is one of her sons. Did you know there are also great comics? We stumbled upon one on Free Comic Book Day and have not looked back. The characters and story arc of the art all feel really authentic, which is not something Uncle Brown could draw. The Lost Adventures takes place between TV series seasons, and the story continues in The Promise Parts 1, 2, and 3. They are a hard wreck.
Nice.
Thanks for making my commute totally enjoyable, Katie. P.S. The only thing I took from the Blue Avatar movie was Unobtainium, my favorite fictitious element. I throw it out in my class on occasion to see if anyone is paying attention. Katie teaches chemistry in college.
That's fucking hilarious.
That is so good.
Thanks
that
for
is
the email,
actually
Katie.
also that's the only thing I remember from that fucking movie too.
Yeah, it was good.
Because it's the dumbest goddamn name.
Yeah, it was great.
This
and
thing
how
is
dumb
hard
it
to
was.
obtain. What am I going to call it?
Unobtainium. That's so fucking stupid.
This is a great Avatar costume. I love this.
Yeah, she attached a picture of her son in Avatar costume.
Picture.
Picture. Did you guys know about those comics?
No.
I did.
Why didn't you tell me?
I knew about them for The Legend of Korra.
So no.
I didn't know that there were ones for the original series. And I knew about the ones from Legend of Korra because apparently in the comics for The Legend of Korra is where they confirm that Korra is... wow, that is a good costume.
Mm-hmm.
Where they confirm that Korra is bisexual.
Oh, dope.
So it's like canon even though it never appeared in the television show, which is now over.
Well, that's too
and
bad.
I don't know why. Yeah, I wish it had, but whatever.
Whatever.
Neat. Thank you.
So you didn't know
emails.
You didn't know about those comics that she mentioned.
Yeah, you didn't.
I did not. I didn't know about the ones she
Yeah.
mentioned.
So when I said, "Did you know about those comics?" you were like, "Yeah," but you really didn't know.
Sure.
Well, don't give him to Uncle Brown because he doesn't do animation. So
He'll think he'll think you're assigning him homework.
Sorry that we're putting you on such blast, Uncle Brown. Much love, much love.
He asked for it. This is what he signed up for.
Pretentious bullshit to say you don't do animation. By the way, you're the one who fucking came up to me specifically to tell me how great you thought Into the Spider-Verse was, even though you don't do animation.
He
Fuck
did
off.
that, though. He did that movie.
You were
You made it.
You were knowingly stoking the fire. I think you know that. So I really, the blast has been put upon you, was put upon yourself. Okay, by yourself. Yeah. Okay.
You brought this blast upon yourself.
Congratulations, you done blasted yourself.
Oh, man.
All right.
I have a couple upfront things.
Awesome.
Lay them on us.
Upfront thing number one, I got a job.
Yeah,
you guys know this.
I got a new job.
I got accepted a job offer. Really exciting. I'm taking the month of November off.
So
very flippin' excited about that. If you have any book recommendations, send them my way. I'm going to have a lot of time and I'm going to be reading a lot. So that's great. I already went to the library today to get started. I had to pay a big fee before I could check out library books, you know.
Oh, no. You had to come correct with respect to your library?
I had to come correct with respect to my library before.
Was that what it was?
It was come correct regards to my backyard.
But there was a library one, too.
There was probably a library one, yeah. I had a library story arc there where I was having to...
You had to... I remember a similar thing with having to pay a fee.
This one wasn't that bad.
Yeah. It took you a long time last time, and this time you were just like, okay, gotta do it. And
I just you know, I take it as it comes now. Like, I had a little hiccup, accidentally kept some books, couldn't renew them, had a fine, but it wasn't that bad, but they did lock my account, and I did have to pay to get it unlocked, so that was fine. I mean, it was literally fines. My second update up front is I finished A Misery, Stephen King book I was reading last week, and it's so great. Stayed up, had a few late nights reading it. It was awesome. Would recommend. I mean, I did recommend.
You just did, yeah. And you did last week.
Yeah, but I hadn't finished it last week. So as a finisher of that book, can recommend.
Sweet. I have a book rec for you. I haven't finished it yet. So I'll re-recommend it when I finish it. But
cool.
It's called The Clockmaker's Daughter. And I've been listening to it. It's not gay yet, but it's a cool mystery. It's good for the spooky season.
I love that. It's not gay yet. I'm nominating that as the title of this podcast. It's not gay yet. Let me know if it's gay. Keep me updated.
I'll let you know if it's good or gay. Or both.
It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be gay. Like it has to be either good or gay. Doesn't have to be both.
All right.
If it is both, that's gravy, baby.
Yeah, exactly. You've been saying that a lot, Chef. You've been making a lot of gravy.
I love it. Oh, yeah, every day.
Every day, B.
Imagine making gravy every single day.
B.
I love gravy.
Davey.
I think you could do that, though, because, like, breakfast gravy is good. Like, sausage gravy for breakfast is great. It's gravy. Great. Dinner gravy, like mashed potato gravy, or like a steak gravy is gravy. Like, you just like...
Lunch gravy, though? Unheard of.
Not really. I've been thinking about it. Okay, I have a question. Would we count hollandaise sauce as gravy?
This is my thing.
No.
Like, anything could be... You could just, like, rename anything that's a sauce as gravy.
What?
No, you can't.
What separates a sauce from a gravy?
About?
What separates a gravy from
such
a sauce?
Specific sauce.
Right.
It's made with like stewing beef for a long time.
No, because you can have gravy from dripping. So a dripping pan, you make a quick gravy. Maybe flour has to be an ingredient.
I don't really like gravy, so
oh my God,
I'm not
I love
invested.
Gravy.
Hollandaise is definitely
foods.
not gravy, though.
What are you, the gravy? Are you the arbiter of gravy?
Are you the gravy police?
I don't even think hollandaise is like...
Hollandaise is just
Hollandaise
sauce.
is weird, man.
Why
is very weird.
Gravy? Gravy is a sauce made from the juices of meats. So I think it has to be...
That's
like,
what I said.
You did say that.
Sort of, yeah.
So I think, but that's what separates it. It has to be from the juices of meats. So like a breakfast sausage gravy, you're cooking sausage, but obviously that makes juices. So, okay.
Obviously that makes juices.
Obviously.
Any other upfront stuff? Now that we've figured out gravy? Now that we've solved for gravy?
That's great. I love gravy. I'm gonna make some gravy tomorrow.
Okay.
Just let me know.
Now that you know what it is.
Now that I'm clear on the terms of gravy.
Should we get into it?
No more for me. Let's get into it.
Sure.
What's your obsession, Hannah?
I'm pretty excited about my obsession because I did like a tiny amount of research on it, which is more than usual.
Great.
Yeah. So my obsession is a Netflix show. It's new. Sorry, hold on.
You like turn your head more towards the microphone to do that than it was before. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that was for the listener. They needed to hear. It's a Netflix show. It's based on a graphic novel, which I have not read because I just found out it existed tonight. It's called Daybreak. No sign.
Never heard
crickets.
Of that.
Crickets.
So, okay. How do I want to tell you about this show? First of all, let me tell you how I found out about the show. So I came home yesterday or the day before, and Ian was like, hey, I like pre-screened a show for us, and I think that you're gonna like it. And I was like, okay. I figured like he probably watched like the first half of the first episode or something and like thought that it looked good. So I was like, okay, let's give it a try. Let's just watch the first episode and see what we think, right? So like I said something to him during the first episode and he mentioned, I don't want to say because of spoilers, but he was like, oh, I think that comes up later. And I didn't like clock that was weird. But then the thing that he was talking about didn't come up until episode like 5. And so what I finally pieced together today is that Ian watched like most of this season, the first season of the show, while I was at work. I love that. And then when I asked him why he didn't tell me, he was like, "Oh, you just seemed like you didn't know that, and you seemed excited about us discovering it together, and I didn't want to like burst your bubble." Like, okay,
wow. I prefer to lie to you by omission.
Yeah, exactly. Not very well, but you know. So it's a post-apocalyptic show. It's sort of a zombie show, but not really. The book sounds really interesting. It was or is a first-person graphic novel. So the whole thing, you're behind the eyes of like the
whoa.
Yeah. So the people around you are like interacting with you, but you don't really speak as a character. You just observe.
Is the show like that?
No, but it's very fourth wall breaky, which is kind of like I read an interview with the artist, an author, and he said that was kind of like felt like a similar sort of thing to him because in the book, because it's first person, all the characters are talking to you all the time.
Right. What about the third wall? Is that broken?
I don't know about the third wall.
Okay.
It seemed like usually there was a wall behind them, so I think the third wall was still there.
Okay.
But yeah, so the book, I guess, is post-zombie apocalypse, and it's just sort of like you're going around trying, being led around trying to survive, and I'm sure there are lots of twists and turns, but I don't know how much it resembles the show, because in the show, it rather than them just being normal zombies, it was some sort of biological weapon that was basically like it shows like mushroom clouds, like apocalyptic event during the first episode, and that was it wasn't a nuclear weapon, or maybe it was, but it was also something that specifically like turned anybody who was over the age of 18 into a zombie. They walk around, they're like completely bloodthirsty and mindless, but they all walk around saying the last thing that they happen to be thinking when this thing came up. So it's like really
creepy.
Yeah, it's really funny though.
Is it live action or is it animated?
It's live action, so you don't have to draw anything for it. It's basically like if you took like it's kind of got the sort of tone of something like Zombieland, but also sort of a Lord of the Flies feel, because there are no adults, so everybody, so it's like basically taking the high school, like the social dynamics of high school and like turning them into like the high schoolers have taken over an entire city in California, and that like all the like different cliques have turned into like tribes, like warring factions, and it's got a lot of twists and turns. Like it's really like the zombies are called Ghoulies, all the adults, and they wander around, but they're like the slow type of zombie. They will eat you, but they're not really a threat very much in this show. They're like kind of background. The main conflicts are between like the different tribes and communities and stuff.
The Walking Dead are the people.
Yeah, right. Like in that, it's definitely a comedy. It's not really like, it's not really scary most of the time. The main character is this guy, Josh, who's from Canada. He like had recently moved there when all this happened. And this like 10-year-old girl, I think her name's Angelica, who is like a genius, but also like a pyro and kind of also like a jerk. And this guy named, his last name is Fists, but I don't remember his first name. Wesley, I think.
Wesley Fists. Yes,
and he's like a gay like Ronin type samurai. He used to run with the jocks, but now he goes by himself and he's a pacifist, but he's like really, really good at, he like had a thing for like samurai movies when before the apocalypse, and he had swords already. So he like goes around with a bunch of swords, and he's really good with them, but he doesn't ever hurt anyone, not even the ghoulies. He just like won't, because he's like trying to make up for his previous life as like kind of a jock bully. So they're kind of
Did you say that in the show it's like the ghoulies came up because of some kind of chemical warfare, but that's not the same in the book?
Yeah, I think in the book they're just like regular type zombies, but in the show only people 18 and older.
But it still is only but that's okay.
Or over 18 or whatever. Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder why they decided to change that.
Well, from what I read, there's not really like that high school element is not really part of the book. So it seems like they changed a lot about the book. But it also sounds like the writer was very involved in like the pre-development, and he was really happy with what they did. And I can see that there was like a lot of sort of like love put into it. The soundtrack's really, really good. The music is great. The acting is generally pretty good, and the writing is generally pretty solid too. And I'm not done with the first season yet, but there were a lot of things already. Yeah, right. He's out there watching it right now. But there were a lot of things already that I did not see coming, which, as you know, I'm somewhat of an aficionado of zombie type movies, so that's like kind of saying something. But they have a lot more like room to play with this concept because they're not just like straight up zombies. So I think he gave the reins of creative control over, and it sounds like he was pretty happy with what they did with it. But I definitely want to read
Is the only risk of the zombies being eaten not turning into a zombie yourself?
Yeah, but they'll like full on suck all your blood out. Like they basically just subsist on blood.
Well, yeah, I mean, being eaten in any way, it's not good.
Mm-hmm. It's true. One thing I don't know yet.
Still stakes.
I don't know if you can become a ghoulie after you turn like 19 or whatever. That's something I'm not sure if they address. Because I haven't finished the season yet.
I wish I was a ghoulie.
You would be in this world.
Oh,
like you automatically turn into one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's it called again?
Ghoulies.
It's called Daybreak.
Ghoulies on the prowl.
What else can I say about it? The cast is so basically all the main characters are kind of unknowns. They're pretty young. I haven't really seen any of them in anything before, but all the adults who are like in the flashbacks are like really famous. Like there's the school principal is played by Matthew Broderick. There's there's a character who turns up at one point that's played by I don't know his name. He played the werewolf in that HBO True Blood.
Joe Manganiello.
Yeah. He's in it. There's a really good character actress that I recognize but don't know her name, plays a really good, funny, awesome adult character. She's the chemistry teacher. Her name's Miss Crumble.
Oh, Poppy Feinstein?
Is that her name? I'm looking.
No, I just made that up.
Her name is Krista Rodriguez.
Krista Rodriguez.
Krysta Rodriguez. She's great. You would know her face.
Krista
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
Krista
I do know her face.
Rodriguez. Yeah, she's good.
I don't know her face.
She's good in it, and she's extremely funny.
And a stunning turn of events.
You don't? Wow.
I can't believe it.
Wow. I've never met her.
So, I mean, I would check it out. I would give it at least the first, 5 episodes or so. You'll like it before that, probably, but I think it doesn't show how clever it can be until you get towards the middle of the season. It's very campy. It's really silly. It has some decent cliffhangers, but it's, I think I didn't necessarily think I was watching it for the writing until I got halfway through and saw kind of what they'd been leading up to, you know? It also does that thing, which I like, where it shows you characters' backstories by having the episodes center around different people. The different people will be the narrators and stuff. Yeah. So I like that.
Did you say it's only one season now, or there's multiple?
Only one season now. It just came out, I think.
Gotcha.
Just in time for Halloween.
All the episodes are out, though, right? They're not doing that stupid, we're Netflix, and even though we invented the binge watch, we're now, not doing that for any of our shows. That thing.
Hell no. They're not doing that. Not on my watch.
You know, I have come to appreciate the GBBO one episode at a time. Because, I felt safe, for the most part, following the people on GBBO, as long as I'm up to date, on social media. And, also, I've, been baking in preparation for GBBO, right? Directly after. And so that's kind of been nice to have that kind of spread out.
Nice.
So
it's also nice we're getting it, at the same time as the UK.
Well, they get, I think, a week earlier than us, maybe.
Yeah, I think their final
we don't have to wait 6 months or whatever.
Happened,
yeah, I had to unfollow them. No, I didn't unfollow them, but I had to jump through his stories.
I deleted Instagram just until I'm off my phone until I'm finished it, because I really don't want it to be spoiled.
Wow, that's commitment. Wowie.
Thanks. Yes.
Truthfully, honestly, you guys know this. My obsession has been trying to figure out if my two favorite GBBO contestants are actually dating.
Michael and Henry, yes.
Yes. Because they're just so sweet in that picture that's been going all over the place. And I just love them. And I just love it. And I had said to you guys a week before that picture came out that I wanted them to date. And you said, Henry's not gay.
Yeah. And then they've been cuddling. And I have never been more excited to be wrong in my whole entire life.
I don't know. I really think they could be fucking with all of us.
I really think they could be fucking.
British media. That pose looks like
pretty intimate.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Yes.
They're two sweet boys, and they're so nice and sweet, and I also hope that they're a couple.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hannah has been giving us pretty much constant updates about the Henri Michael dating situation, and I couldn't be happier about it. I really can't. I love it. I love it so much.
The evidence is,
awesome.
It's not overwhelming.
It's overwhelming.
It's pretty...
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Oh, a lot of signs. A lot of signs point to,
the evidence is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's been right in front of our faces this whole time.
Some good evidence. I did fall for the whole, JVN and Anthony dating thing of Queer Eye. There was this whole, they were joking about it, and I fell for it. I absolutely fell for it.
Oh, I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, there was this whole, they created an Instagram account for their, they pretended to date, And Karamo, like, was in on it, and I fell for it, and, you know, was, like, complaining to Sarah about it. Because I wouldn't be a fan of that just because I think Anthony is, like, you know, a little... I don't like him. I think JVN deserves somebody else. No disrespect.
Wow.
That's all. But, so I was complaining about it to Sarah, and she's like, oh, honey, that's a joke. And then she sent me some evidence, so.
That's good. Well.
Yeah.
At least you have us around to correct your incorrect assumptions.
Yeah, I know.
The other three are married, right?
Yes. Or partnered. I don't know if they're officially married, but...
isn't Anthony also?
No, he was with someone, but they had broken up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trixie.
Did you guys see that John Lovett and Ronan Farrow are engaged?
Yeah, well, I knew they were dating, and then they said something in an ad about a wedding.
I didn't even know they were dating. I just thought they were friends, because I feel like every time on Pod Save America, John Lovett would just, like, refer to his friend Ronan Farrow.
Yeah, well...
And then I found out they were engaged today, and I was like, oh, I guess they were together this whole time.
He must be.
I didn't know Ronan Farrow was gay. Also.
His special friends.
Special.
Have you seen his lips?
No, I haven't.
All right, let's go.
Do you guys think he's
Gay
Frank
lips.
Sinatra's kid?
Oh, gosh, I forgot about that.
Or do you think, because how could someone that
With
looks that
such
good
gay
come from Woody
lips.
Allen? You know what I mean?
He does look, he
Like,
is
how
very
could he be-
handsome.
And Woody Allen is not on the outside or inside.
Right.
So, and Frank Sinatra
Handsome.
was famously handsome.
Handsomely famous.
Handsomely famous.
Wow. I don't have anything to say. I hardly know any of these people.
He does look a lot like Frank Sinatra. I had forgotten about this.
With
Like,
gayer lips.
like his lips are very similar to Frank's. Like, I also think that the photos I'm looking at, they like chose on purpose. Like, every side by side I'm seeing here is like they chose one where Frank Sinatra's face is exactly the same as, like, the expression is the same, and the other one is just Woody Allen like frowning. Or they chose one where Frank Sinatra's face is in the same position, and it's an old picture, like Woody Allen as an old man. It's a young picture of Sinatra and an old picture of Woody Allen. Like, it's not being fair exactly.
Can Ronan Farrow sing?
I don't know.
Good question. I don't know.
Proofs in the pudding.
Proofs, because everyone who's born from a good singer is always a good singer too.
Proofs in the pudding.
Yep. Proofs in the pudding.
100%.
Proofs in the pudding.
Proofs in the pudding.
Yeah.
Aaron, what is your obsession?
Aaron, what's your obsession?
My obsession
Have
is
to move on.
pudding and whether or not there's proof in it. You know, they say about alcoholic pudding, the proof is in the pudding. All right.
Nice.
Thank you.
Wow.
Bazinga.
My obsession is not pudding, but it can be.
Oh.
But it's not.
Wow.
That it's not. My obsession is an album.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what?
It's an album.
Okay. That can be pudding.
I gave a spoiler to Hannah because we have talked about this artist before, but this is the new. I think I haven't done an obsession about this artist, but I have given them an honorable shout out. It's King Princess. Her new album's out called Cheap Queen, and I just think it is thoroughly enjoyable. I just do really like it. Hannah, did you have time to get a listen? Did you have a reaction?
I didn't listen to it. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I said I
okay.
would.
You really did say you would, but it's okay that you didn't. You said,
Wow.
I'll listen to this tomorrow.
I did.
You didn't.
I didn't.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Well, you can listen to it another time.
Yeah.
King Princess is this artist. She's genderqueer. She's a lesbian. She's, this, like, kind of... My impression of her is that she's this, like, bratty, gay, like, young person. But her music's... young person. But I really dig a lot of her music. Her music is this, like, fun, poppy, kind of interesting music that is, like, just gay. It's like, she's just, like, it's like all of her songs are just, like, gay. And this, like, kind of, like bratty, just, like, I don't know, this, like, just, like, party bratty gay. I just love it. So her new album has 13 tracks. That's pretty solid. Like, I think this is her first full-length album. I think she just put out some, like, LPs and singles up until then. And I just think every song on it is really great. It's musically interesting. She's got a really great singing voice. She has this, like, low register that she uses in a lot of her songs. It's really compelling. All of the songs are gay. Did I mention it's gay? It's just, like, so gay. I love it. I just feel like it's, you know, I haven't really heard an album like this as far as just this kind of, like, music and more of a mainstream. It's, you know, I think she's I don't know how mainstream she is. I feel like it's a little bit more mainstream, but it's just this, like, really celebratory, like, mainstream gayness that's just, you know, gay. You don't really, it's just, it's gay. Gay. It's gay. And I really like it. I like that gay music that these kids are putting out. I like that gay music the kids are putting out.
These bratty kids.
Dang, she's only 20 years old.
She's only 20 years old, which is why I have been really avoiding the word, like, sexy. Like, I don't think she is, but a lot of this music is, right? Like, I wish she were a little bit older, like, because as, like, a 31-year-old, I do not feel comfortable saying, like, this 20-year-old music sexy. But some of the songs are, like, it's got this kind of, like, young, gay. Did I mention gay? Did I say that word yet? But, you know, a lot of it's, like, and some of the songs have this really interesting, like,
theme.
Quality.
Yeah. That's the word I've been looking for and struggling to come up with. Thank you, Ben. Gay. It has, like, this kind of fun, blasé, gay. Like, the lyrics are very, you know, they're kind of, some of them are kind of, like, you know, party, you know, like the kids are doing, but also, but some of them are just kind of like this really fun, like, introspective, like, oh, I don't care, whatever, we're not together, or, you know, oh, we don't put labels on it, but they have a lot of, like, you know, they kind of explore that, like, that's not really true. Like, I'm just saying that, you know, I don't care because we don't have a label on our relationship, but I'm actually, like, feeling really hurt about it. So, just some really interesting songs. I love it. Some songs I'll throw out that I really love. I really love track 3, Cheap Queen, which is the title track. I just think it's just, like, like, catchy as fuck song. I really
catchy as fuck.
That's good. That really didn't come together, that sentence. Track 6, Homegirl. Oh, I love it so much. That's a really good song. It's like a slow kind of ballady song. Another slow ballady song I love, which, you know, I always love those kinds of songs. Track 10, Watching My Phone. Really great song. So anyway, take a listen. I really like it. I don't think I mentioned this, but it is very gay.
So is she, like, mostly sing about, like, boys that she likes, or?
Yeah,
what?
she sings mostly about boys that she likes. I mean, like, one of her other tracks, like, one of her earlier singles was Pussy is God. So you tell me.
Yeah, I really like that song. That's a really good song.
Gay. She's interesting, too. She, like, did she modeled for Playboy recently. Like, she did, like, a Playboy spread or something. Which is, you know, she's just, like, this interesting character. I don't know. And gay. She's gay. It's gay.
I watched Pussy Has Got the video on your recommendation. It's an interesting video, too.
Did I recommend the video? I might have recommended the song.
Well, I don't know if you recommended the video, but you recommended the song. And the video is also good.
Video.
She's, like, in a mechanic's jumpsuit most of the time. Like, dancing in the or no, it's not a mechanic's jumpsuit. It's, like, a big what is it? It's like a night. What?
Night, like a nightie?
Like a night, good night.
Like a mechanic's night outfit?
Oh.
What are you talking about?
How do I describe this? It's like a jumpsuit, but it's for sleeping in.
You know what's great?
Sort of.
Is that this computer used to be my work computer, but now it's not, and so I can Google "Pussy is God" video all I want.
I mean, it's
Before, I would not dare. But now, I'm just like, fuck.
There is some like pixelated nudity in it, but mostly people are fully clothed.
It's like a velvet. It's like a velvet nightgown.
Yeah,
this one,
but it's not a gown.
Night outfit.
Yeah, like what do you call it?
It's a onesie.
I guess.
No, but like a pajama set.
Yeah, it's like pajamas, but it's one piece.
Yeah, but it's one.
But
you guys just described a onesie.
But it's velvet. It's got buttons. It looks like a shirt.
It's like a fancy onesie, but it's still a onesie.
It's like a onesie. It's like a velvet mechanic onesie.
It's not like a onesie. It's a onesie.
It's a velvet mechanic's onesie. It's what a mechanic.
That's much clearer.
It's what a mechanic might wear to bed.
Anyway, that's a really good song too. So.
Wait, where are you getting mechanic from?
It's just kind of dressy.
The color.
It's kind of
like a mechanic.
Okay, it's kind of like a business casual nightie onesie.
That is actually the best description so far.
A velvet business casual onesie.
I think we need to throw mechanic out because it makes no sense.
It's got grease on it. She's holding a wrench. That's not true.
She's working on a car.
I haven't watched any of the music videos for this album. I'm not, I'm like whatever about music videos. And I'm not interested in seeing her gyrate around. She's like 20. I'm really not interested in that. I'm just like, I like these songs is all. I don't need to see her driving around.
Jesus Christ.
I don't need to see her driving around in her mechanic onesie of gold velvet.
Yeah, but I think I don't know. To me, it was like, it felt empowering and blasé, and it felt like an extension of the way that the song was and the way that her music is. Like, it wasn't.
I agree.
There was nudity in it, but it wasn't her. She was always like in these like. There was a keyboard player with her boobs out, but it was different.
In the Playboy stuff, she's got her boobs out. That's just the way.
That's how Playboy do.
That's how Playboy do.
Yeah.
But more power to her. I think she's she's got interesting music. She's got an interesting, I feel like she's an artist. Yeah. She's like doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, check it out. Check it out.
I forgot to, but I promise I will.
Oh, okay. No worries. You have to swear. I'm going to send you some paperwork. You got to sign and send back to me. Get it notarized.
I have to send paperwork to my job.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
just remembered that.
Your obsession?
Did you not sign your offer letter yet, Ben? You got to send that back.
Well, it's my
offer letter.
Tax forms or whatever.
Okay, what's your obsession, Ben? Good obsession.
Is it your tax forms?
My obsession.
Is it your tax forms?
It's not tax forms. It's a podcast.
Oh.
I'm shamelessly stealing Kylie's obsession.
Nice.
Because when I visited this weekend, she made me listen to it. Because she's obsessed with it, and I cannot stress enough how little Kylie listens to podcasts. But she has been obsessed with this one and listening to it a bunch.
It's way too broad.
I know what it is.
It's not way too broad. Yeah, you probably know what it is, and you've probably heard of it. I would imagine it's pretty popular. It's called My Dad Wrote a Porno.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Have you listened, Erin?
Yes.
It's so great.
I haven't heard the whole thing. There's a lot of it, I think. I've heard
I'm still in the first season.
Probably, yeah. I've listened to all that.
So for anyone who is not familiar, this podcast is hosted by 3 people. One of them, Jamie Morton, his dad wrote a porno. And the podcast is him and his 2 friends, Alice and James. He reads the porno chapter by chapter out loud, and they comment and make fun of it throughout because it is very poorly written and also really fucking weird. even for erotic novels.
And that's a good distinction because, like, I guess are they British?
Yeah.
So they call porno, they call, like, erotic novels or pornos. Like, we don't really call those that. We call, like, videos pornos. Maybe.
I think that they also don't really call them pornos, which is why he, in, like, the first episode, he clarifies that he wrote an erotic novel.
It's just not a very good literature podcast title.
Yeah, my dad wrote erotic literature.
Right. Agreed. All right. Artistic license.
It's also, so yeah, obviously it's extremely raunchy because they're reading a porno, so be warned for that. But it's very, very funny.
It's bad.
All three of it's really bad.
Really
and it's
bad.
like it's really, and they're like, for some reason, it's called Belinda Blinked. Is the name of the book, and the main character's name is Belinda, and she's like a sales director at a pots and pans company. And there's like a weird amount of like just the mundane sales business in their fucking pots and pans company that goes on. It's just so, I really enjoy all three of the hosts. They're all very quick and funny. I don't know how they all like know each other, but I know that Alice is like a professional radio DJ as like her full-time job on BBC.
Mm-hmm. You have to say the artist or the author's pen name.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. So they only refer to his father by his pen name, which is Rocky Flintstone.
I struggle. I've heard like an episode or two of this. I told this to Kylie too. I've heard an episode or two of this. I watched the HBO special, and
I didn't even know there was an HBO special.
There's a live HBO special, like the three of them on stage reading a chapter from the book. I think it's a chapter from the book. It might be something totally different that Rocky wrote. But I struggle to get past I know that it's not really my problem to get past it, and obviously the host has gotten past it, and it shouldn't distract me, but I find it distracting because Mom likes this podcast. Aunt Brown, she recommended it to us a while ago, and I tried to listen to it, and it is very funny, but it's also like so mortifying. I feel like I would be so mortified to find out his dad knows nothing about, like, at least female, maybe human anatomy.
Yeah.
Like, I would.
That's true.
You know, I don't know. It's just like maybe I put myself in his shoes a little bit, and I feel so like mortified that I just like I can't like fully enjoy it.
Even in like the first episode, he says like, I think my dad needs to spend more time with my mom.
Yeah. It's can I read
pretty remarkable.
Can I read one of my favorite quotes, which I think is a lot of people's favorite quotes?
Sure.
Her tits hung freely like pomegranate.
Yes, I just got to that. Like, what the fuck?
It's really like, yeah.
All of the verb choices and even like the grammar sometimes is just weird. In addition to the content being like, everything is so weird about it. I sometimes struggle with like feeling sort of embarrassed for him also, even though he's like not at all.
Or like just the other thing, I sometimes find myself full on just distracted by like wanting to understand when and how and why his dad wrote this, you know, like what was his purpose?
Yeah.
You know, that's like, I don't, like, I sound mad. I'm not mad. Yeah, like it's just like, it distracts me. I just find it distracting, is all.
Yeah.
But
they've had, so after like the first season, they started putting out episodes like between the chapters where they have guests, and like, I haven't gotten to those yet, so I don't know what those content of those really is. But they've had like some really famous guests on too. Like the first one was Elijah Wood.
Wow.
Oh god.
And then they've had Lin-Manuel Miranda on. They've had Emma Thompson has been on.
Wow.
Like they've had some Daisy Ridley, Rachel Bloom, Thomas Middleditch. They've had a ton. And I think when people come on, they like maybe read, I think Kylie mentioned they like read parts
I think you're right.
of the book in character. Like they pick characters and read some scenes, which sounds fucking hilarious. Michael Sheen. Yeah, so it's gotten really huge. Apparently there was an HBO special. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, baby.
So I'll watch that at some point too.
I think it was HBO. Let's see.
Oh my god, I'm just like refreshing my memory on how bad
you know what's the other thing that
HBO.
I do sometimes struggle with along with him not knowing anything about anatomy or like the female body at all is how like the main female character, I mean obviously it's a porno, so like of course she's going to be like incredibly way overly sexual, but like how little agency she has almost all the time, at least so far. And like that's his dad's like sexual fantasy written out.
Yeah.
I feel like that would make me more uncomfortable than it does. But then like I don't know, at the same time I don't want to like, you never want to kink shame anyone.
Yeah.
And for some people some people are into like BDSM or whatever.
Yeah, it's just like now we all know.
But it's like I don't want to know that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh god.
Like I don't want to know that's his thing.
Right.
It's like women with little agency in sexual interactions.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's not my dad, so I can laugh at the bad writing and the shitty story.
Yeah.
Or like I wonder what their relationship is like. Like I wonder what he thinks about it. I just always find myself wondering about his dad.
I can't.
It's
and like and another thing you learn in the first episode is that he didn't like find this organically. His dad told him about it and gave him a copy before he published it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he has 3 sisters and he only gave it to him.
Yeah, it's a little problematic if we break it down.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
It is funny as fuck, though.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's funny, and it's like it's funny in the same way like those AI weirdness stuff is funny. It's like it's like surprisingly close, but surprisingly off.
Yeah.
It has these moments of just like, what the
just
fuck
like,
is happening?
What? They did what?
You're right.
Her what did what?
Maybe if I thought of it as being written by an AI instead of a father, maybe I would feel better about it.
I think it's just almost like an AI wrote it.
Yeah. It is. It is, come to think of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I bailed on it. I think it's funny, and then it's just like a lot of the same, and I think I kind of got tired of it. Not in a negative way, just like I was like, okay, I've had my fill of this. It's, the shtick is the same, and I've heard my fill. So,
well, we'll see if the same thing happens for me. I'm on like the 5th episode, I think.
I do think I would want to hear.
But so far, I'm greatly enjoying
some
it.
Of guest episodes. It's also like I keep on thinking I need to start from the beginning if I'm going to really listen to it, but like.
God, no, I don't think you do at all.
So maybe I'll just jump to the guests I want to hear.
Yeah, I think you'll get the same effect.
Cool. Shout outs to Kylie, because sometimes she listens if Ben steals her obsession.
Awesome. Hi, Kylie. Shout outs.
Yes. Yes.
I have a end back. Not an up front, but an end back.
What's that?
I want to know how Lucas's wedding was.
Oh, it was great. What did you think, Ben? Ben flew out for it. Were you awake at all?
I thought it was wonderful.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Good.
They read their vows in both Italian and English.
Oh, that's so nice.
And I don't think Lucas's Italian is very good, but it was very sweet.
Wow.
Anyway, he also sang her a song in Italian.
Oh, that was so nice. Oh my goodness.
It was really nice.
It
was nice to hear Lucas sing.
Yeah. Ian actually recorded that, like the whole song. So maybe I'll drop in a clip for people to hear.
Yeah, would you send it? Would you send it to me at least?
Yeah, I'll do that. They were having some issues with the audio system, but his voice was like, I forget, but like Lucas, he doesn't sing very much anymore, but he used to sing all the time. He has a really beautiful voice, and he has a very powerful voice. Like, he was, like, belting. Like, as soon as the mic turned off, he just started belting, and it sounded, like, just as good.
And it sounded better.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, it was really sweet. It was a fun time.
Was it at your parents' house?
No, it was at a community center nearby, which was cute.
Man.
It was like 15 minutes from my parents' house. So that was the only thing. I got my 10,000 steps on Friday and Saturday because I helped them set up on Friday and we helped them tear down on Saturday. And that was exhausting, but worth it.
Did you know about we talked about the 10,000 step thing.
No, what's that?
What?
That the 10,000 steps thing is like completely arbitrary. I heard Molly played me I think it was my favorite thing I learned this week. But it's basically like they were trying to get, I think the origin of it was they were trying to get this Japanese town to like be more healthy. And so they kind of like picked 10,000 because I think the symbol for 10,000 in Japanese looks like a person walking. So it's like this like 10,000 steps thing is like, it's truly and completely arbitrary. Not to say it's not, it's obviously not unhealthy, but it's also not, like, that's literally the only reason why they say walk 10,000 steps. Which is really interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it actually takes a really long time to walk 10,000 steps.
Yeah.
I'll find that article and send it to you.
Well, when I got my Fitbit, I think it defaulted to 8,000. Or maybe my phone did. But I changed it to 10,000 to be more like that town in Japan.
Nice.
So Hannah already knew about that and was trying to be just like that town.
It's just interesting because like some like health programs and stuff adopt that, but it's just like it's kind of like meaningless in that way, which is interesting.
That is interesting. I have a thing I forgot to say about my obsession. I guess let's do homework and I'll say it then.
Oh, okay. Well, you're first, so say it now.
So, watch Daybreak. It's on Netflix. Check out the graphic novel, also called Daybreak, which, as I forgot to mention earlier, was written by, I don't have his name on hand. Hold on. It was written by a guy named Brian Ralph, who is a professor at the Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia.
Wow.
Savannah.
SCAD, which we walk by all the time once a year when we're in Savannah, Georgia.
Flip.
Yeah. So maybe we'll run into him and become Savannah buddies. Who knows?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Let's stalk him.
He's like
Sounds
a
like
narrative art professor or something like that. Like something that directly relates to, writing a graphic novel. Yeah, so that's cool.
Dope. Dippity dope.
Yeah, so you can watch that on Netflix or read the book. My Twitter is Hanthropology. And also that's my Instagram. And I have another podcast called So Dreamy. We talk about dreams and all kinds of things through the lens of dreams. That's it. Erin, what's your homework?
Hello. My homework is to check out the album Cheap Queen by King Princess. One thing I forgot to mention about it is that it's gay. Okay. I don't have any social media that I want to mention at this time.
Okay.
Good night.
Ben.
Goodbye.
Ben.
My homework is to listen to My Dad Wrote a Porno wherever you get podcasts. My Twitter is nicely proved Ben. C'est tout. Go Nationals. Looks like they're about to win the World Series.
Nice.
I'd be curious if we did more to encourage or discourage people from listening to My Dad Wrote a Porno.
Yeah.
Weigh in. Yeah. Let us know.
Call us and let us know if we made you want to listen to My Dad Wrote a Porno or if we made you never want to listen to it again. You can do that at our voicemail at 774-326-0420. Blaze it, but don't dial blaze it.
Don't dial blaze it.
Yeah. We have a podcast Twitter at 2BroadPod. You can also tell us there whether we made you want to listen to that. You can follow us on Instagram at way2broad. You can email us, as a couple people did this week. Thank you again, at way2broad@gmail.com. And we also have a website if you forgot it to write down any of those things we said or just forgot them. Or you forget them later. You can go to way2broad.com for anything you want. earnben.com for anything you need. Make sure to bookmark queerworksmap.com. And please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We love you.
Yeah, we love you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
And the podcast candle is now extinguished.
That means the podcast is over.
That means
you can stop listening to it now.
Podcast is over now. So
Go home.
yeah.
Well, you should probably listen through this musical thing that's happening right now, because sometimes Hannah puts some choice content right after this.